Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilke empath, and I just like to have these little talks on the way I feel about things. And right now, I'm all blissed out. Benzal's in too. We just in a meditate state for about an hour, 10 minutes. Man. That's why I called this video Allowance. The way I look at human beings, the energy, the space in between our atoms, that's the essence of what we are. So when I get quiet and I get in a meditate state, basically it turns me on and it allows my body to a level of coherence and cooperation to certain frequencies, and that's where data comes from. I was explaining that to the folks at the gals at the flower shop today. I'm like, we're all just computers, only we have a consciousness that chooses what we're programming ourselves with. And we program ourselves with what we see, what we hear, what we eat. That's programming. Because you can input food like data, and that with alchemy, nature breaks it down and processes and turns into brain power, thought process, so we can continue with our output. We're the most advanced operating system in the whole, well, as far as we know. The thing of it is more people are getting quiet and tapping into source, so we're getting more, becoming more like-minded. It occurred to me in my meditate state tonight, Benzo, that allowance, that's another reason why, it makes me think of allowance. He wants to see that, that's rude. It's a Marge, nobody minds Marty Bennett, don't mean it. Bennett don't mean no harm, Marty Bennett just a good old boy. He's saying hi to the peeps. Hi to the peeps in the tiny tube. I'm Benny, I have a pointy leg. And a good old boy. Somebody dumped him off in a farmhouse in Trainer, Iowa. Yeah. He was supposed to go to 3 different places to live. I failed as a foster. I'm a foster failure 2 times. Yep. Now it's just another little heartbreak waiting to happen. Just love us while you got us, Marge. Love us while you got us. And feed us good food, too. Yeah. Okay, where was I? See what you do with your cute little face? I can't handle the distractions sometimes. So we're just computers processing, inputting data, And so what people are, and it's cool that people are, right now, the way there's a DGAWS feature that we in IT use. In allowance. Okay, let me go back to that. Is that when I was in this meditate state, my body was at such a level of blissness. There's lots of different words. I call it blissness. Some people call it life force energy. Some people call it kundalini. To me, basically, it feels like a kiss of 1,000 angels, or to more common folks, lack of a better term, just being in love. That feeling of when you're in love and you first meet someone and you think they like you as much as you like them, and you just want to hang out with them, and they want to just hang out with you, and you don't have to eat because you're going on automatic pilot because you're running on love, right? It's a vibration, it's a frequency, and people can live in that frequency full time. I know it. I've tasted it. See, one of the things I have trouble with is allowing myself to feel that good, because I have ideas about the dip, that as good as things get is that there's like in a heartbeat. If you ever look, I was going to be an EKG technician at one point in my life. So if you ever look at an EKG, just look at a heartbeat. Google it, heartbeat, and then look at images. It goes up, and then when it comes down, it goes the dip. There's always a dip. It goes lower than the baseline, and then it comes back up to the baseline, and then it goes up, down. So mind the dip. So I have trouble with the dip. You know, when things are so good, and then the next day there's that. It almost feels like an emotional hangover to me. That all of my, that's why I have to, I have to be mindful not to allow myself to stay in levels of heightened states, because when you come down, I used to consume so many things, drugs, alcohol, food, to reach these sensations, to chase these sensations, because my physical being, I was so aware as a spirit, as a young girl, that I have a spirit, and I let my spirit live forth and guide me and direct my life. So I always live from my heart, and people don't understand that. You know, sometimes it's too good to be true. Sometimes I'm like, freaking, why would you let them go first? Were you some kind of pushover? That's my ego, you know. As much as I'm raring to go, I found that it's equally important that I need to be disciplined and keep my jets cool, because when I go too fast, that's when accidents happen. That's when I miss steps, that's when I trip, that's when I turn ankles, that's when, because I'm very clumsy, because I've always lived outside of from my spirit. Mom and I were talking this morning. I was like, you know, Mom, I said, I don't know of anyone that could have been a better mom than you for me, quite frankly. Because she's Sagittarius sun. And she's always been, I'm Aries sun. And she's just always kind of allowed me to figure things out on my own. I think that she's had people along the way give her that guidance. That some children just can't be. I mean, the more that you try to contain them in controlling ways, it's like their spirit knows you can't do that. You can reason with them, but don't just have people, you know, spirits that are wild, that, you know, because everybody's spirit is free. Some of us just remember more that our spirits are free. So don't try to contain them. That's why people like me have a terrible time in school. I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying because the teachers were saying, because in my mind it was stupid, because I was learning plenty out there when I was playing before you brought me in here. Kind of thing. And people, I think the TV shut off. Mom's not hitting the button so much. I came home this morning after being gone like 2.5 hours, and she was sitting there, and I'm like, why didn't you hit the button? Oh, damn it, I hate that. That's why I don't like to be gone more than 2 hours, and I was a little bit long because I was freaking talking with people, and I had a pretty cool experience at Walmart today. I don't need to tell that story. It is sweet. I'll keep that one to myself. See, some of them are just so sweet that you don't want to, you know, I don't know. They're just better to keep to yourself. There's a lot of stuff I share here, though. So, full disclosure, you know. And so people are really tuning in to their vibration, to their like attract like, you know, and they're shedding. They're doing things different. There's so many people. Those are the people that I'm really drawn to, that I'm attracted, that are taking this time. They're gonna reemerge like a butterfly from a cocoon, a better version of what you went in. See, it's a new earth. This is the opportunity to make it how we want. There's gonna be, I see a big division. That a lot of people are going to stay living on the 3D Earth, but you're not going to see them because they're going to be at home, shut away. So those will be the 3D Earth, and then there's the 5D Earth that people are just going on living their joyful life. And yeah, you're going to have to accommodate. You know, I don't do good with masks. I don't like stuff on my face. Especially this time of year, I have allergies, and I'm trying not to drink milk because I like it. It's one of the things that doesn't bother my stomach, and I have my opinions about it too, and I could take on my guilt if I allow myself to do so, but today I'm not. You know, I could have that great debate. I could debate myself. I can rationalize myself in and out of anything. pros and cons all day long. I'm trying to pick out some art pins for my one niece. I already picked those out, but I'm trying to find a neat STEM toy for my other niece, and I'm just like, oh my god, there's so many decisions. I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick. I gave myself a time limit. That I'll order it by this time, but thing of it is, that's the thing is I get lost in the details. I was telling my buddy today, I said, Hayoka, I'm just the fool, right? I just go bumbling, go around, I just go hit and run, try and make everybody feel good, and I'm just going through this earth, and every time I run into some shadow, I gotta try and blast it with my light, but mostly I gotta allow myself that it's okay to freaking feel blissed out. It's okay to feel good, because I have felt bad for so many large blocks of time. I'm talking years of just being miserable. And I had all the money. And I had the car. I had, so I have less financially now than I have as an adult and with my college degrees and all of my experience. I have less than that. But I am more rich than I've ever been in my whole entire life. I got a relationship with Mom. I know a lot of people don't have relationships with their family. See, Mom and I were always kind of switched roles. I've looked out for her since I was 5 years old. When I started cooking, because I'd watch other people cook, and I used to watch cooking shows, and I just, all measurement it is where the measuring cups were. I knew how many to use. I knew how many eggs. I remember, like 3 years old, I was starting to make. I got up and went downstairs and started to make. I wanted waffles. Got everything all mixed up, and then I started to turn on the stove, and then Grandma came down and was like, "What are you doing?" Oh my! I could have done it. I watched her do it 100 times. That's all we are, is we watch other people and then we do what they do. The thing of it is we're supposed to do that to the things that are in alignment with us, and I look around and people just do that because they're told to do it, and the stuff that they're doing is not in alignment with them. It doesn't feel good. I think about how many people, how many years did I go to a job that I hated? For years and years. Now I got my snap-knacks business, and really, and I could do that, and I could freaking do that while distancing, like people feel comfortable in doing. That's fine. That's okay by me. I could do that. See, I just hang out with you for a couple hours, whatever event you want to do. You, your dog, your family, it doesn't matter. We hang out for a couple hours. You won't even know I'm there. I put on my headphones. I got my new headphones. Verk is still out about them. I don't know. There's good and bad and everything. Ain't nothing no 100%, huh, Benzo? So I'll hang out, and then I'm gonna get my flash drives with my Snap-Knacks logo. I'm still sketching out the logo, working out the logo, and then I'll just drop 200-300 pictures, however many I take in the couple hours. I take a lot of pictures, I do, and then I'll put them all on the flashlight, give them to you, and then people pay me what they think they're worth. Yeah. Because I don't need hundreds or thousands of dollars for this. Now, I'm not going to edit them. You get them direct, everything I get, whether I like them or not. I'll just go through, and give you all I got. They're yours, and you can do with them whatever you want. So if you want to have them edited, because I personally, I'm not those that are going to saturate an image. I'm going to capture a good image. I don't like to saturate, and people saturate with their stuff, and it has its artistic value in its place, but that's no place for me. So if you want to have my stuff edited, you're welcome to it. But I capture moments because I live in heart space, and I get things that people don't get. And I got Snap-Knacks. I got a business card, and I'm ready to hang out. And I got a nice Nikon. I'm Team Nikon. Huh? Yeah. So that's a lot of the astrology is telling people these days. You gotta allow. Are you gonna allow? Adrian, I can hear Adrian Elise. Are you going to allow the universe to come in and give you all its goodness, and are you going to accept it, and are you going to take it, or or are you just going to be punished? And I just hear Adrian Elise. I'm just like, I'm going to allow this blissness, and I just lay there for an hour, and I just received it. And you know what the kicker about all this freaking hippie, this stuff, goo-goo stuff is I'm a hard ass. I am hardcore. I am a hardcore human being. If you know what that sense of the word means is. I would say it's a safe... I would verify that. I was telling Mom this morning, I said, yeah, Mom, when I was a little girl, because I would climb trees. I'm talking 2 years old. And she's like, you wouldn't just climb a tree, Margie. You would climb the tallest tree, and you would go as high as you could. I was like, Mom, it must have been a nightmare, because I'm always, like, looking on new lumps on the dogs, because the older they get, they can get fatty tissue cells, and some are more dangerous than others, and so I'm always making sure, and organs start getting stressed at this age. I'm always making sure they're not too lumpy, and, and we're going to start going for strolls, getting on a stroll. They're just jerks on leashes, a couple of them are. But, hey, people failed them, so now I just get to love them while I got them, huh? That's a very honoring, a very determined little man. Now, what was I saying? Confounded. See if anybody's in the chat. Somebody's watching me. Ooh. So, what was I talking about? Benny, serious. If I can't remember, I'm gonna cut it short. Oh, is that I would, I was a daredevil. I was a daredevil. Mom, I would try to do backflips and stuff, and I was like, why I think? Because I think that my spirit remembers about freedom, and I think that when it came down and it incarnated into this soul sack of mine, that's why I got this arrow, to keep me grounded in my soul sack. Yeah, to keep me anchored in my soul sack, because my spirit is so big and so vast, and I'm so aware of it. It's not just that I know, it's that I'm aware of it. I got to keep anchored in, and you might be like me too if you're clumsy, if you're a dreamer, if the things that you think about come true a lot. If you believe in energy and frequency, vibrations, see, all this stuff is exists and is real. People just don't care about it because they've been too busy looking at stupid shit like footballs getting passed up and down the field, But now, some of these distractions aren't in place like they were. People just get a time out just to look at things different. Just the vibration of looking at things different about people's worlds changing, that in itself has so much power in it, people don't even freaking know. See, people think that we were born, we're supposed to go to school for 12 years, only to pay to go to school for another 4, to get a job to work the rest of our lives to pay for those 4 years, 5, 6 years of school. Because, that's what it's come to. And then maybe you get paid off. Maybe you'll get a house if you want a house. Maybe you'll travel around the world. Maybe you'll meet somebody. Maybe you'll keep trying. Maybe you'll have some kids. Maybe your kids will like you. Maybe your kids won't. Maybe. See, because every human being on this planet has free will. And every decision that they make sets and determines the vibe of the whole entire planet. It's a sum of all parts. So if people get quiet, meditate, plug into source, the likelihood of this trend, because the Earth is going to change. Everything has already changed. It's going to be the resistance to people fighting that change is going to make this a peaceful transition or not. Okay, so it's the people hanging on to the 3D way of thinking, the 3D Earth. Nope, you got to keep living for those third quarter profits. That's all. Those people are going to be stressed out to the gills in this summer. They're really going to be pushed to the edge, and we're already seeing hints of it now. Little tidbits, little tastes, because the fearful are going to want to implement more rules, and then it's like the spirits are going to be like, no, we need more, we need less. And there's going to be a breaking point, a big combustion, because it's going to be positive and negative are going to spark, and there's going to be some sort of and then everybody's going to stop again come November, October, November. Everybody's going to be stop again, and then it's going to be, look at yourselves. Y'all acting like fools. Ascend already, or get off the rock. Yeah, that's how I see things are going to go down. Yeah. You know what's interesting? Negative, positive, high, low. I don't really like evil, righteous, because that's kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of over that. Even though I'll say it every now and again, but I try not to. Greedy, I'll say that, you know. But it's just like in nature. Nature, this is how nature teaches us, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Is that nature, for every healthy, I'm into plant medicine. I'm learning more and more and more about plant medicine and stuff like that. And so for every positive plant, there's one that is poisonous and very toxic that has similar traits. Well, we're like that too. You know, the different varieties of plants and flowers and like that. Human beings are no different. Okay? You can tell how people set their vibe. I can tell how people set their vibe. I can tell by the kind of car. People that care about what kind of car they drive. Number one, people care. Then you ain't never had it not gone without a car. Then you've never walked miles to the grocery store. That you are that particular. And people that, oh, I need an expensive car because I work so hard and I deserve it. If you're thinking those lines of thinking, I will not see you on my 5D earth. I will not see you there. You know, there's going to be a lot of beaters and a lot of recycled cars and a lot of, you know, stuff like, going back to grassroots with, you know, it's like the past and the future are going to merge as soon as spirituality and science start merging. It's going to be freaking rad. This earth is going to explode into a beautiful blossom of world for fucking everybody. And that's all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.